This is the Troutbitten Podcast.
Troutbitten.
Troutbitten?
Troutbitten.
Troutbitten.
Troutbitten?
Yeah, Troutbitten.
Troutbitten.
It's about trout.
Wild trout.
This is Troutbitten.
This is the Troutbitten Podcast, and thanks for tuning in. My name is Dominic Swantowski. I'm the owner of Troutbitten and the author of Troutbitten.com. All right, welcome to the 4th annual Airing of Grievances on the Troutbitten Podcast. Buckle up, because it's time to clear the air about a few things, to complain about some other things, and get all the frustrations out in the open. So, we look forward to this episode every year because, honestly, it's a lot of fun. I know that listeners anticipate this one as well, and just like last year, we have a bunch of guest grievances to add to the mix. Last year, a Troutbitten listener coined the term trout bitching. And that gets to the point. We're here to complain. Why? Because acknowledging the absurdities of some stuff in the fly fishing world can do a lot of good. And because it's fun and probably healthy to get things out in the open once in a while. And we start to realize that the stuff that bothers us seems to bother a lot of other people too. The truth is, we've seen a lot of good changes in our industry in the last few years as well. And some of that is about topics that made it into our Grievances podcast 3 or 4 years ago. Most people really are being more discreet about spot burning, for example. I think the message is out there that, hey, spot burning isn't cool, and it kind of shows your inexperience if you do it. I honestly see better angler etiquette out there as well, all the way around. And sure, I know not everywhere, but overall, I think the messages about giving other anglers more space, about how to hold a trout, and other ethical guidelines are starting to hit home. Good things are beginning to stick. And this isn't just from Troutbitten. This is across the industry. This is the best part of social media and the large community of anglers. The truth is, most people really want to do the right things, I think. Or at least they don't want to harm others or ruin another angler's fishing experience. And a podcast like this can really help to give voice to some of the supposedly unspoken or unwritten rules of fly fishing. So yeah, we think that the airing of grievances really is beneficial to the overall scene. And this all started because most of us here are big Seinfeld fans. And part of Frank Costanza's Festivus holiday is what he calls the airing of grievances. We've gone through this before in the previous years, where the whole family sits around the dinner table and lists what they don't like about one another. I got a lot of problems with you people, and now you're going to hear about it. Frank Costanza. So our buddy Austin Dando usually takes care of the Seinfeld lore, but he's not here tonight. And I think I'll make that my first grievance. Austin and his wife had a baby a few weeks ago, and it seems like that should be long enough that the kid could take care of herself for a couple hours, I think, you know?
Yeah, it feels like we're getting a lot of fishing photos from him, but then it comes time for podcast and he's like,
Man, that's a
I've
good
got
point.
a baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like a baby to take care of instead of
I
a
know.
podcast. But yeah, Austin's not here, and he hasn't been here for like the last third of the season.
That's right.
Bit of an internal grievance.
He'll be a little faster to get to it by the time he's on his 4th or 5th. Jump back into it a little bit sooner.
Says Josh. There you go.
Mr. 5.
Yeah. So actually, Austin, of course, we're kidding. And Austin sent in a few complaints, grievances through an audio file that he sent me. He said, I want to be part of this, but he is seriously taking care of Brooke, his, 3-week-old daughter.
Gosh, yeah.
All right. So we'll play those audio files in a bit. That'll be fun. So remember that some of the grievances tonight will be of a serious nature, like our state fish commission that is still stalking over wild trout and looking the other way when they know damn well that private clubs are also polluting Class A wild trout waters with pellet pigs. You know, that kind of stuff. But hey, it's politics, and who has the most money and resource first is just a slogan, right? Yeah, that one's of a serious nature. That's I got that in there for my next grievance. But a lot of the other grievances here tonight are just pet peeves that probably don't matter much. And you'll hear that with some of the guest grievances. Some of them are serious, and other ones are like, I just don't like this. But remember, it's all in good fun, and it's toward an overall effort, seriously, to change things for the better. Sound good, guys?
Yeah, sounds good.
Let me introduce everyone in the house tonight. Formally, Dr. Trevor Smith already spoke. What are you doing, bud? You okay? You all right?
I'm a little tired of rain, but pretty good otherwise.
All right.
Yep. I don't get the luxury of choosing when I get out to fish, so this is just crossing days off the calendar for me at times, but it's okay.
My grievance is another thing to bring up is that all you guys have young kids now, including Austin. Bill's the only one who doesn't have young kids. Bill's still a free man, doing his free man thing.
He sure is.
Seriously.
Yep.
And all of a sudden now Austin's time is in shorter supply. So is yours, Trevor. I haven't seen you for a while, like in person, right? We haven't fished much.
I know.
That's true. That's life.
Yeah.
Now Matt's got a third one on the way.
My mom doesn't know she's coming out, and she doesn't listen. So.
Matt Grove coming in from Montana.
I got a third rower.
Third rower.
That's right.
I like that.
You are going to need a bigger vehicle, huh? Right? Well, maybe.
Well, we did that when we found out. That's one of the first things I did was
Are you serious?
Yeah, I had to.
Yeah.
Right? And we were somehow talked ourselves into the tariffs. We're going to be a thing. Right. And I walked out and just bought a car. I was like, let's get a bigger.
That's great.
Let's get a bigger rig. And I actually just sold my 2011 Tacoma.
No
it
kidding.
had 280,000 miles on it. It was my first truck. And
wow.
Sentimentally, I was, watching it drive away some kid. And I was like, man, I hope it gives him another, 40,000 miles or more. Who knows? Toyotas are pretty,
I know,
pretty beastly,
especially
when it comes to that.
Did you sell it in person to him?
Yeah.
Oh, that's neat.
Yeah.
That is. That's just when
like,
you care about the vehicle. I know.
Kid doesn't know what he got. Yeah,
that's right.
So anyway,
with 5 kids, Josh, how do you fit them all in? Josh Darling.
Yeah. What advice do you have for 3?
Yeah. Let's go.
The biggest life and marriage hack has been a 6 o'clock bedtime, no matter the age, up to this point.
6 o'clock.
I'm dead serious. And lately we've been doing a 5:30 books in bed. So you can have books in bed at 5:30 until 6:30, somewhere in there. And then it's time, it's lights out. It's frees up your evenings. There you go. And then you just got to find a way to work in the fly fishing space so that you can call it work when you have to leave the house.
I got to go fishing, honey.
I gotta make a film. I gotta go and make a film.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I remember when the kids stopped taking naps, we were pretty regimented. We weren't 5:30. I think we were more like 7 or 7:30 when the kids would lay down, but we only had 2. We only had 2 kids. So if we'd had 5, maybe bedtime would have been 5:30, 6 o'clock. Anyway, when they stopped taking naps, I think the naps used to be 11:30. And when that was over, I was like, no.
Yeah, I know.
Wait a second.
There's no window of time.
Honestly, that was like the biggest change when I was daytime dad and then working at night. That was the biggest change. It was like, wait a second. Like, what about that hour and a half that I used to have?
Nah.
Yeah, exactly. That's the noise I made.
Uh-huh.
I think with the third one, I'm not looking forward to the first 6 weeks. I always think that's like the one zone where I'm like,
that's boot camp.
Yeah. I'm just man, I'm getting older too, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, good call.
Man, I got to hold it together.
Takes a little more out of you.
I need some sleep.
Honestly, it's like the first 3 years for me are not my favorite. Once they started to really be able to do some things with you and communicate a bit.
I'm still in that with 3 of them.
Yeah, I know you are. All right, hey, here's Austin. Here's the first audio file.
Hey now, what's going on? Miss you guys, miss being on the podcast, but all is well on the home front here. If I have one internal grievance for the year, it's that the podcast start time for recording is also the same time that Paige and I are putting Brooke down to sleep. So that's a good grievance though, and the sleeping is getting better for what it's worth. But I got a couple grievances to share. I think I got maybe 3 here, and I'm looking forward to going through them here.
So we had an internal grievance. Do we have any other internal grievances? We do this every year. What's wrong with Troutbitten? What'd we screw up?
I was just going to comment on Bill Dell's attendance. I feel like that was,
Dell slacked off this year. Uh-huh.
Delly slacked off, and then he's sending me pictures of bass, and I don't want to see bass. I don't care.
What's he doing bass fishing?
I don't know.
Oh, that's lame. We're in trout country, man. He's going to have some excuse about the trout rivers are crowded or they're blown out, and he went to lakes, and he's at camp. That's why he's not here. Mm-hmm. Do you remember one time, didn't he go up to a mountaintop and like use his mobile data or something like that. And
He came here to my house.
Well, that's another thing I know he did.
Yeah.
I thought he was like, didn't he do it in the car one time? I thought he like went to a mountaintop where he got a good enough signal, used his phone to
Yeah, I do think that
come in. Yeah, but he's not doing that now, is he? Thanks, Deli. What else? What did we screw up? I have one guy here. It's Ben Clifford 94. All these are from Instagram. All the guest grievances are people on Instagram. He said, not enough stories podcasts from Troutbitten.
Oh, interesting. Yeah.
Grievance. It's fair.
He just wants more bedtime stories in Dom's voice.
Oh, do you think he means the couple times I've read a
He wants some
story?
pillow talk. I think he does.
I thought that's
Yeah.
what maybe he meant.
Oh, I thought
Because he
just
said
meant,
podcasts, not articles.
right. But we've had
He might just want more stories from us.
podcasts,
Yeah.
you know, full
I see
crew
what you're saying.
podcast dedicated to just telling fishing stories.
He
We've
just
done
wants you
that
to talk him
2
to
or 3
sleep, Dom.
times. Yeah, but I do some article readings that tell stories. I've done that with the Riverside kind of podcast series.
There probably is more space for that here.
Well, self-grievance is that I have too many like projects and series going on. Like, come on, Dom.
You're doing
You
too
got
much
something
shit.
else too? Yeah. But it's like everything's got to be a series, you know?
That's like
How about the 9 essentials? Like how many times we're going to redo
How many
that, Josh?
essentials? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
how many?
yeah, I think we're all out of platforms or mediums at this point, right?
That's right. Well, it's going to make it into the book.
Okay, all right, almost all out of them.
We're almost out.
Here's a self-grievance.
Yeah.
We didn't have Sloop on this season.
Oh yeah, not all.
That's
not
bullshit.
At all, huh? That is.
And he's in state college right now.
That's your fault, Matt.
He's
Is
in
he
state
really?
college right now.
That's
I
my
didn't know
fault.
that.
He could have been there.
Well,
Unbelievable.
I got all kind of excuses. I should have told him to bring his mic, and he could have just logged on wherever he was with a webcam and the mic.
It'll just make the next grievance episode better because he's got a long list of grievances.
well, we'll have to start next season with, or like the fall season. We'll get Sloop on right away. We talked about it. I never followed through with that. That's my fault.
I can relay one of his grievances.
Oh, please. Let's go. Sloop grievance number 1.
So this is one that I've heard about in the car many times, driving to and from fishing destinations. But we all know it's part of the unspoken rules of fly fishing that you don't high hole a fellow angler.
Right.
And in sloops, sloop wants everybody to know that if you high hole someone older than you, and just because you can scurry past someone doesn't mean that you should high hole people that are older than you. So if you're doing it, think twice next time you're high holing.
Do you think when they go past, you should just say, "Hey, how old a man are you?" Yeah.
You should be able to tell by the body language.
Since 2006, Yeti has been building products for anglers who fish hard and share an addiction for the woods and the water. Yeti changed the industry with their legendary coolers by featuring rugged but simple designs built to last for generations and stand up to whatever Mother Nature might bring. Yeti now takes that same functional and elegant design to everything in their lineup, from soft coolers to drinkware, bags, and more. Introducing the Easy Access Ranchero Backpack. It's the latest to join Yeti's lineup of tough-as-nails bags, and it's another part of my fishing gear that keeps me organized and ready on the water. The Ranchero Backpack features a cutting-edge rip-zip opening, so you can quickly tear the bag open to see the gear you need in just seconds. With smart internal organization, there's no more digging through your backpack for tippet spools or fly boxes. And for even more convenience, a handy vertical zipper allows you to grab gear at the bottom without having to unpack from the top. Get in, get out, and get going. Check out the Ranchero line of backpacks at Yeti.com or find them at a Yeti retailer store near you. So I want to tell you about Tajima Direct. They make the best polarized lenses on the market. Tajima gives me perfectly clear vision and more detail with less eye strain, so I see more fish. The process is simple. Take a pair of your sunglasses and send them in to Tajima. In short order, you'll get your frames back with your choice of lens tints that are specifically designed for fly fishing. With both prescription and non-prescription, Tajima's patented lens technology results in the best lenses I've ever worn. including every top brand out there. So I wear polarized lenses all day, every day, on the water. And I've been rotating in Tajima's brown 15 green mirror for average light days, and their yellow-green 40 silver mirror for the cloudy, low-light days that I love to fish. I can tell you that for me, having Tajima's prescription lenses in the right lens tints has been a game changer. I put my glasses on, and I don't think about them again until the end of the trip. Send in your own frames today. Visit tajima-direct.com. That's TAJIMA-direct.com. Upgrade your lenses and see what you've been missing.
I want to share one from one of our guests, because I think this guy's well acquainted, or at least I'm well acquainted to him. David Williams says, who's a good angler, says anyone online who asks you where you fish or what fly you used, when you post a picture of a fish, if I wanted that information available, I would have included it in the post.
That's right.
Which it is funny, right? There's always someone.
That's right.
Seems, the obligatory comment.
That's another thing that I think used to be a lot more common. And maybe it's still common, but I just don't see it as much.
It's on the Bass forums.
I just think it's become more understood. Like, hey, don't ask that question. You know? That's a good way that he put it. If I wanted to tell you that, I would have put that in the report.
Kind of wish people would ask that more so that I could. That's such
throw them off.
That's such a fun it's just a softball. I'm going to give you something.
What about when you're fishing?
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was going to say. Yeah.
Is that a grievance?
What are you using? Yeah.
That's like just being friendly. That's all right. You know what I don't like though? I hate it. I actually really hate it. When I'm just passing by, I'm like, hey, how you doing? And somebody goes, I caught 20 fish down there. Or hey, I caught 10 fish there all on dry flies up top. I'm like, don't tell me that. I didn't ask you. Don't volunteer.
Sure.
Because first of all, I don't believe you.
Yeah.
Respectfully. Yeah. I mean, seriously, I don't know you, so I don't believe you because fishermen are liars. And second, you're getting in my head.
Yeah, but they just posted on their Instagram that they caught 22 fish, and they had to share it with you in person too.
Yeah.
I'm with Dom. If I'm walking past somebody and they ask, I must feel bad not letting them know, like, hey, here's what I have on right now, right?
Oh, if they ask,
And if they ask, I had one interesting situation this year where someone was yelling at me from across the river. What I was using, because I was catching fish,
onion bug,
in front of them, and it was on a size 18 midge. Okay, this is like late spring, and the guy he asked me to throw him one.
Oh my gosh!
And I looked at him and I said, "You want me to throw you a size 18 midge across a 70-foot river?" And just smiled at him, and I kept walking.
That's silly,
right? Can you give me one? Like, what are you talking about? And then I started thinking, like, I could technically cast one across to him, and he could clip it off. But
that might be what he meant.
I'm not doing that.
No, because that's 5 minutes of your life. 3, whatever it takes to tie a size 18. That's a big midge for around here. That's like super midge.
Super midge. It's a big midge, big black midge.
I know.
It's a midge cluster.
It's a big mosquito. Hey, let's get Austin in here. Let's not forget about our buddy.
So the first grievance I've got is something I feel like I see increasing year over year, and it's just the fact that we become very divided in an angling community, in a fly fishing community, in terms of our opinions on the ways we feel like things have to be done. So example, we can have really hard opinions on tactics, and anything contrary to what we may believe is just unbelievable, and we can't seem to have a good conversation. Too many hard opinions are formed by also taking someone else's word for it. As anglers, in my opinion, we should go out and test things and prove it to ourselves, prove the concepts to ourselves first, before we just go and believe what someone else has said or someone else showed in a video or a podcast or book, right? And I think that is starting to lack, and I don't believe we should be so easily convinced of some of this stuff. And we should always be willing to question what we think we know. There are always multiple ways to do the same thing. And I'll throw this in here because specifically the Euro conversation can get pretty tense. Let's all remember that a fly line has the ability to do a lot of things that a monorig or a Euro leader simply cannot.
Thanks, Austin.
Jeez, Austin. Don't you feel like he's talking about the state of America right now?
Yeah. I was thinking that
Like
halfway through.
It's just like leeching. It just
That's
took
exactly
5
what I was
years to
thinking.
get into
Mhm.
fishing. Like,
I think we're all thinking that. Yeah.
yeah, like, I'm
Very
like, well,
divided.
the rest of the world's like, or country is like, although I feel like maybe I feel like it's slowly getting better, but maybe I'm wrong.
I think it's getting worse.
Yeah.
Am I wrong? I feel like we're actually more divided than, I don't know, 2 months ago as a country.
As a country. Yeah. As a country.
And that just
I don't
takes,
know.
it's tough not to leech into, your hobbies, right? Because it happens whether you watching like, football or all these other things, stuff happens, right? And it's like fishing's kind of, following in that same path, and you wonder what is it, right? Is it social media?
Yeah.
Yes.
It is. Yes is the answer.
Yeah.
Prevalence of information, or the ease of distributing your opinion to as many people as possible. That's, and then because you said it out loud, you're going to be even more sure of your opinion because now you got to defend it. You know what I mean? I said it and that's what I meant.
I think it's feeling like, it honestly surprises me that there are people on social media that want to have discussion about controversial topics anymore. Because I just feel like it's been over and over proven that there's so little constructive that comes out of those conversations. I think you're both right about like the world getting more divided, and Grobe, I think you're right that it's getting better in some ways. Like I do think that our age group, like you could even maybe say under 50, over 50, but I think that there is more division happening at some levels and less division happening at other levels. I won't say which.
I always think like, what?
That's a different podcast.
That's a different podcast.
You wonder like, at what point in time did we become like cheerleaders for, certain things, or even politicians, right? It's like at the end of the day, that stuff, it's just weird to me that we've fandomed it. It's turned into fandom.
Yeah,
and,
it's a sport now. Yeah.
Yeah.
My
and
team,
even,
your team.
Yeah, but the fishing's kind of similar, right? Like
Phylon
and mono.
Point.
Like, yeah. Like,
right. To Austin's
come on.
point.
Like, who
It's like
cares?
everything's divided, right? It's just fishing, man.
Yeah. I mean, it happens everywhere. Doc and Josh, you guys will see. But like, I've seen it recently with like the suppressor versus a muzzle brake debate. And like, you know what I mean? Like it's a similar thing. Like all of a sudden there's these strong opinions, on one or the other. And it's a natural thing. But I think to Austin's point, it becomes very like the passion behind the whatever side you take it ends up turning into turmoil where you can't have normal discussions with people because their sides are already chosen,
Rodney King. Can't we all just get along? Seriously. One of the most brilliant things ever. Like, that's it. It's basic. Like, can't we? Like,
Can't
you
we
look at
all
something, you're like,
just
this
get
is chaos.
along?
Can't we all just get along?
Wow.
Seriously. I don't have to agree with you, but like, that's okay. You got your idea. That's not bad. Fair enough.
Josh looked at me weird. He doesn't like suppressors.
Well, I saw he was about to just get off. Of the
I had him going. I'm like, wait.
He was
He doesn't
backing
like
off.
suppressors.
I literally have a suppressor on my AR right behind me.
All right, good.
Hey now. His AR.
All right.
All right. What else?
Next grievance.
No, I got an
Yes.
internal grievance. Hey, Austin sent in these audio files. Where's Deli's? Where's Deli's audio files?
That's what
right?
I'm talking about, man. Del, he's like
Commitment.
half-ass troutbitten this season.
Yeah. Anyway, go ahead.
Became a superstar and left us all behind.
That's right. People are starting to recognize him.
That's right.
Signed a couple hats on the river. He's done.
Old troutbitten Willie.
He started his own podcast called
A spinoff.
Trout Smitten.
That's his dating app.
That's his dating app.
Here,
Trout Smith.
Yeah, it is.
I'll dive into one of mine that's I don't have a ton
Yeah.
this season, but one I've noticed that has slowly but surely annoyed the hell out of me.
Yeah.
In the past couple months is the time lapse at the car gearing up.
For you or for other people?
Just other people, right? They'll have a time lapse.
In the
and I'm
videos.
like, what? I just don't get that. Like, you're
I
not
see what he
learning
means.
anything. And like, typically it's like some inexperienced, like most of the time it's some inexperienced fisherman.
Have you seen the way I can
time-lapse.
tie my shoes, though? Josh can film it.
No, that's no
And the
time
way
lapse.
I
We
tie
slow
my
that thing
Time-lapse?
down.
Do you do it?
We slow that bad boy down.
I just mean the Instagram stuff. I'm not talking YouTube. I'm like the Instagram post of the time lapse, and that's all it is.
Oh,
I don't know.
okay.
I don't like it.
They all watch Josh's video.
Oh, there's not a
Trying to
single time
pull
lapse
something.
across any of my channels or Troutbitten.
I mean, time lapses can be
They're
cool,
cool.
but of rigging up
I see what you mean.
it isn't. Right? I'm just saying rigging up at the car with the phone camera pointed at you
Yeah, it's like there's
for like
nothing
a
there.
filler post because you haven't caught
you didn't
fish
catch
in a
anything.
week,
I
and,
know,
and you
right?
gotta do a rig
It's always
up.
sitting in their trunk, and so it's backlit. So they're just like a poor lighting silhouette almost. Yeah.
Yep,
Yeah.
all the time,
Yeah.
and you can tell that like the time lapse on the knot takes 5 minutes longer than it should.
Mm-hmm. Good.
I have a grievance because this
You got
happened
one,
to me
Trevor. Yeah.
twice this year, which is too much. Once is too much, but I got harassed by 2 guides on drift boats, and both of them on the same river challenged my permission to be fishing where I was fishing
Get out.
on public rivers. And they were basing it on the fact that banks were posted in the regions I was fishing. But I had spent, honestly, I'd fished about 2 miles the one time by the time I was seeing these people, and the other time maybe a mile and a half. And so there was no relationship to where I was fishing and where I'd entered the river. And they didn't have any clue as to where I'd entered the river. But both times I got harassed by the guide, not the fisherman,
I don't even understand that.
on the drift boat, saying, "Why are you fishing here? Who said you could fish here?"
They're floating through.
Floating through. And both instances, they fished within 10 yards of me on the upstream side and began fishing immediately downstream of me. And
Where were you?
it's on both times. And honestly, it was the same guide both times. I would say he was between 50 and 60.
Old curmudgeon.
And his guys were spin fishing. They weren't fly fishing.
That's something.
And I was in different sections both times, but both times I'd come in.
Well, they probably assume that you aren't willing to walk, but you're willing to walk.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly.
They're thinking that you
for
cut
sure.
through, but
They're thinking I cut through, but they just assume,
yeah.
right? And so, but it just like bothered me for a number
Oh,
of reasons.
yeah.
One, because like I honestly, the one time I was just fuming, and I didn't say anything because I tend to not get into confrontation, but if I do, I tend to like lose control
Yeah.
of my
that's not a good
like
feeling.
anger. It's not a good feeling. And it sort of just like ruined
Yes,
my morning.
I understand.
You know what I'm
Yes.
saying, right? And you hate that it does, but it still does. And it just bothered me because it was like, why are you even
Yeah.
talking to me? And
That's
why are
close
you like,
to 10 yards. Oh, get away.
Right?
Get away.
oh, it was stupid. And the one time, the one of the 2 times, he anchored right below me.
Oh, my God.
It was just like really rude behavior.
That's horrible.
And I was trying my best to like, even before they got to me, position myself so I was not that close to where they were drifting. And the one time he changed sides and started fishing the same bank I was fishing,
Of course.
it was just stupid.
I don't like it.
It was really stupid. And it was just, I don't know,
Well,
made me mad.
along the same lines, we have a guest grievance from Stan Brian Ellison, who says, guides on boats interfering with wade anglers. Well,
Yeah.
he obviously interfered with you. I mean, that's a different thing. But what Stan's talking
Yeah.
about is kind of one of my things. Like, I won't float rivers where I know I'm going to be running into wade anglers. And if they have to move so I can go through, I don't
Yeah.
think it's cool. Around here, our waters are not floatable, right?
Yeah.
And anybody who's putting
Yeah.
a boat on a river where 15 anglers got to get out of their way throughout their float, that's not cool. You're being
Not
a dick.
cool.
You're going all the
Yep.
way down through those people, and 15 times people got to get out of your way?
Yep. Not cool.
No. Matt,
Yep, totally
you're
agree.
way more experienced with those kinds of rules.
You have different sized water. Yeah.
Right. But do people float smaller waters and expect you to get out of their way? Since 2010, Smith Creek has designed innovative guide tough gear for serious anglers. Introducing the new Fly View Chest Pack system, Smith Creek's most advanced accessory yet. Built from marine-grade aluminum and lightweight PE foam, the Flyview is rugged, modular, and made to keep up with you on the water. Flyview's lid features a built-in 3x Fresnel magnifier, giving you a clearer view when you're tying on fine tippet, especially if your eyesight isn't quite what it used to be. With 5 swappable tray styles and an external lid patch with a magnetic fly holder, the Flyview chest pack can comfortably hold well over 100 flies, all in easy reach. Spend less time tying and more time casting with Flyview. Visit them online at smithcreek.co for more information. Hey, this episode is supported by Trident Fly Fishing. Trident is one of the best fly shops in the United States. With over 30,000 fly fishing and fly tying products in stock, they have everything an angler needs, and they ship fast. Trident also has a huge selection of Euro nymphing supplies, from rods and reels, leaders and sighters, beadhead nymphs, tactical hooks, and tungsten beads. And all orders over $49 ship for free. So for a limited time, Trident is offering Troutbitten listeners 10% off their order. Just use the code Troutbitten in all caps at checkout. Visit tridentflyfishing.com and fill up your cart.
You know, I don't think it happens enough, right? Like I think the smaller wade waters typically are the smaller wade waters, and then the bigger boat waters are the bigger boat waters. But I think
because we
have them, but like I think there are times we just before the show started talking about how low some of the waters are around here on some of the more famous float rivers, and in that situation, you know, I'm always, if you have to float your boat in a section that now becomes really easy to wade through the only wade friendly spot, like maybe you shouldn't float.
Yeah, right. That's what I'm
like
saying.
maybe you should take your client on foot that day or move to a section that's hard to access. But like if you go through, there'll be constant battles of people that wade fish and then the float guys coming through. Like maybe it's up to the float guy to make the decision to choose a different float. You know?
Yeah.
It's not the wade guy's problem that it's low.
No, and it shouldn't be the wade guy's problem, I don't think, ever. It should be the float guys. You got to make better decisions.
Right.
I think around here, people will really push it. Thankfully, people aren't doing it much around here. But let's say out east here. You know, there's not nearly as many big waters where you can, you know, easily float. And hell, there could be a wade angler that's 20 feet off the bank, but he can't go any further because it gets so deep.
Sure.
We don't have those kind of waters like you do, Matt. So people will push it around here. And they'll take a fly craft and other cool boats down waters they can get through. Sure, they can, you know, they can get right through them, but they're running into people. And if you're doing that at a time of the year where there aren't hardly any people out, I think it's a different thing.
Yeah.
They should, that's a grievance with the flycraft.
No, I don't have a problem with the small boats.
They should come with instructions though.
Yeah, there you go.
Don't be an asshole.
Yeah, that's fair.
It's not a bad idea.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with the boat, but the way it's used, it can be way too much.
My dad's in town. I'm going to take him fishing in a couple days.
Nice.
He's a big Troutbitten fan. He fishes hard. He's pretty good.
I know. I met him.
Yeah, you did.
Great.
Who can win arm wrestling? Because your dad's in really good shape. You or your dad?
He is. I'd crush him, but he's good. Yeah.
Who would win in ping pong?
That's more of a toss up. He's a master.
He's really good.
He's freaky good.
Your dad caught a whiskey not too long ago.
Yeah, he did.
Or a name, or which?
Yeah, whiskey.
Whiskey.
Yeah. Sort of on the same lines. He was telling me just tonight, we were drinking a beer and talking, and he was telling me about he was fishing one of the rivers that I grew up fishing, and it's a wild stretch, so there are wild trout in it, and he was telling me that it's sort of the opposite of dealing with front ending. He said that he was hiking in, he had hiked a half mile already, and he ran into another guy fishing, and the guy called out to him, was like, "Hey, like, how far are you going?" And he's like, "Well, I'm gonna keep walking away. Don't worry, I'll give you a lot of space." And he's like, "Well, like, you need to go at least to this point." And it was like another like half mile, like a long way. And it's just sort of this sort of entitlement to say, like, if you get there first, like you own the next mile of river for the day. It was a Saturday. The river gets floated a ton. It's a high traffic river, and it's kind of like, I mean, we'll talk, like, we'll give you, it feels like a couple 100 yards is pretty adequate. A couple levels maybe is pretty adequate. We talk about like
levels.
Yeah,
around the bend.
Exactly, around a bend, out of sight. Like give them a couple hours of, give them an hour of fishing.
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah, give them a couple hour to hour.
Because the fish will reset after that.
Exactly. Where they're going to get to fish for unfished for fish for a couple hours.
That guy was just taking his shot with your dad. He's like, I'm going to tell him, give me a half mile.
Yeah.
See what happens.
He does. He's like, I don't mean to push you off, but like, you need to go at least this far. I'm like,
wow.
That's
it's like when you go in for a kiss on the first date just to see what happens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was just telling me about that tonight. I'm like, that's I've not dealt with that.
Huh. I've done a little something like that out here where I'm like, hey, there was a grizzly bear up there about quarter mile.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
There you go.
Might want to go farther.
You see
than
that dude tuck and run, man.
Yeah, just test it out.
That's great.
See what you can get
Most
away
people
with.
tuck and run.
Along the same lines. Yeah.
You could just
Along the same lines, we have, what is that? B. Greik. He says, guys working the water upstream to down. It is high holing at another level. You know what he's saying. If we're all mostly working upstream around here anyway.
And somebody's fishing
Most
the other
times of the
direction.
year. Yeah, guys coming downstream. And I've had guys tell me that I should get out of their way. I'm like, yeah, I'm not
going
gonna.
to do that. But let's talk about this though. In fairness, if he's fishing downstream, he's probably fishing streamers or wets, right? So is he? I mean, do you think that a guy fishing streamers downstream before you get to that section disrupts your nymphing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
In dry fly fishing.
I've told people that. I'll be like, if people pass by or something and ask any questions, be like, well, I just fished down through all of this with a streamer. I'm going to work back through it up with nymphs. Probably won't work, but I'm going to do that. And that clears out a good distance.
And to be clear here, Trevor, like I have no problem with people fishing downstream.
No, sure.
That's fine.
Yeah.
But we all have to give each other, I don't know, a certain amount of space, and you got to think about how much water you're disrupting.
Yeah, and if you're doing the thing that's different than everybody else.
Yeah.
Right.
If 95% of the people are working upstream and you're the oddball, in this case, working downstream, then I don't know. It's just what's the best for the community. And I think what you said, Josh, about like an hour, give a person like an hour of water. Well, if you're working downstream, you're going to have to give them a lot more water.
Sure, yeah.
You get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, that stems into Weaver fly fishing's grievance, which is friends that fish slow. Because I don't, like
friends that fish
because
slow.
an hour of water for Bill Dell's like a half mile. And for me it might be 100 yards. So it is different, for everybody depending on the speed of our fishing. But it's an interesting point.
The Weaver fly fishing's point. You ever fished with somebody, you're like, come on.
Oh yeah.
Come on.
Yeah,
like, I don't want to leave you in the dust, but come on.
Yeah.
They
just like post up on a hole. This is my hole.
Like, this isn't going to work, this relationship.
This is not going to work. We're not compatible.
It's not me. It's you.
Yeah.
Can I squeeze Austin in here again?
Yeah.
Let's hear from him.
My second point is short, but it ties directly into the first one, and it's simple. Don't judge how someone enjoys fishing. We should fish in whatever way we have the most fun doing it. And we should also be okay with others enjoying fishing differently than ourselves. If your thing is sitting on the bank, waiting for that one rise, that's great. If you only want to swing wets and work those flies all day, that's awesome. You should do that. But on the other side of the coin, don't force your opinion on me with the idea that your tactic is superior than what I enjoy or what I have fun doing. And I'll kind of leave it this way as well. We should remain open-minded.
Austin, don't judge me for judging others.
Right.
Let me judge others freely.
Judging is my thing, man. That's good. Thanks a lot, Austin.
Yeah.
Man, I feel, he's real judgy there.
It's real judgy.
Telling people what to do. Come on, man. Austin's very thoughtful, isn't he? If you separate him from the rest of us and have him just do something independently.
Austin just wants everybody to be friends.
I bet that took him like 10 times to record that.
Probably. Yeah.
Probably 10 takes.
He'd want it to be good.
8, 9, 10. That's right.
Yeah.
It's a
like,
good sentiment. It's never going to happen.
Matt, that goes along with what we were talking about beforehand about spot burning before we got on. Matt's like, it doesn't do any good to tell people not to spot burn.
It's a good sentiment. There's too many assholes out there.
See, I do disagree with that, but that's all right. I won't judge you for being wrong, Matt.
It's all right. It's all right.
Blue Line Angler brings one up that kind of hits home for me. He says that being disappointed with a 19.5-inch trout because it isn't a whiskey. And I feel like Josh and I, many nights, night fishing, have
Don't
just
get off
kind
the
of
camera.
like
He's only
carelessly, tossed a 18-inch fish back in the water. That would have been our best fish of the day, many days. But at night, we just have different expectations, I suppose.
If you are a 1/4 inch short, you're like,
I know. I'd almost rather it be like 12 inches.
Stretch it. You pull the head.
Yeah.
Yeah. You pull the head, I'll pull the tail. I can't get a grip.
I just got they've been tagging fish out here for the last couple years, and
State?
Yep.
You mean?
Yeah, and you get when you get one, you clip it off with your nips. Take it home. You go online and report it to the website.
Okay.
And then the state agency sends you an email. I just got an email from a catch I had in March, but it says where they tagged it, how much it weighs, and the length of the fish. And the last one I got back a whiskey, and I didn't even think it was a whiskey. So it was pretty cool. I was like, I let that one go, and it was a whiskey, 20.2 inches.
That's cool.
20.2 inches.
So as far as stats with you, you click everything, but you don't necessarily measure everything.
No, I don't anymore. I used to. I think,
Yep.
I feel like when I catch I don't know, you get a whiskey
namer.
usually,
You're
but
gonna
22 to
name
24 inches, it's like, all right, I know this one's on a
It's
different
funny.
level.
Remember Pat? Pat was always targeting, Pat Burke was always targeting the big fish. And he'd come home and he'd say, oh, I caught a couple big ones. I'm like, were they whiskeys? He goes, they were in that class. They were close. I was like, why did you measure it? Is it a whiskey or not? It's like, was it 19.75 or was it 20 inches?
Sure.
He was like, I didn't measure it, but it was close. I never understood that back then. I understand that more now. I really do. All right. Along the same lines, we have Gav David 19.
Oh, yeah.
Josh says, like, oh, yeah. Does everybody know what a proof ball or?
No.
Yeah, that's what they call it, right? There's an orange proof ball.
What is it? Something to verify your length of a catch? Is that what we're getting?
You guys haven't seen this?
No.
It's called a proof ball. It's an AI-powered fish measuring tool.
What?
It's accurate, portable, easy to use, and it's a fishing accessory from Fish Tech app.
You literally carry it.
Yeah, it's an orange ball that's what the size, not quite the size of a golf ball, a little smaller. Correct?
And you just put it in the photo.
Yeah.
Yes.
It means that you can't
References the size.
Supposedly.
You'd have to like grobe the ball out also to grobe the fish out,
Yeah.
So they can see like because everybody's fingers are different.
Yeah. So it's supposed to then hook up with the app on your phone, and then it's going to tell you how long the fish was and how much it weighs, and it's supposed to be really accurate. And when these first came out, like a year ago, somebody messaged me this, hey, what do you think about this? This is really cool. Now you can prove that you caught a whiskey. And I said, I'm not interested in that. Like, I don't care. I don't care to prove. I don't need to prove anything. Like, I want to know for myself. I don't measure it against my net because I have a mark on my net, 3 marks on my net, and good. Now I know that I caught a whiskey. Good. I don't need to prove it to anybody.
It's brilliant. I would have done it if I thought about it first.
That's
brilliant. Come on.
Well, then Gav David 19 would not like you. He says, I hate the orange proof balls with AI. Inaccurate and inflating fishermen's egos.
Well,
AI is lame.
Well, Gavin, mine would be accurate.
Oh, you'd make it more accurate.
No, I'm not gonna sell a bad product.
It is what it is. I don't really have a problem with it. Gav David does.
Yeah, I mean, I think
he's pissed.
I'd like to see the data.
It's silly that that's where we're at.
I'm not using one.
It's silly that that's where we're at.
Right.
It
where
is.
it matters
one
that
of those
much.
to your net. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think people are just having fun with it. Listen to Austin. Austin just taught you a lesson.
So don't judge them. Don't judge them. Let them have fun. Just let them have fun.
That's right.
Just let them do their
Austin
thing.
Just taught you a lesson.
Let's talk about Stephen KJ. I'm a little confused on this one, but social media celebrities making money off and exploiting public lands, then fighting for them. I'm a little like, what's the grievance, I guess?
I suppose it's like they're exploiting them, and then because it's cool to fight for them, they put on the public land shirt, But it is a confusing statement.
Well, you're the hunter. Well, shit, I'm the only non-hunter here. So he says lands. So, I mean, aren't there hunters out there that kind of make a name for themselves off of going hunting on public lands? But then...
What's wrong with that, though?
I don't think there's anything wrong with that, but what's his name?
Meat eater.
Maybe that's who he's talking about. Or thinking about.
I think people like
is that exploiting
like hunting
it?
public
Yeah.
is like more of a classic example.
They go state to state and they hunt the public land in that state, and they find
exactly
it's their
There
land,
are
just
times
like
that
it's our
maybe they
land.
show too much, but it's the same thing. It's the
Well-
same thing as when we show, like Bill gets frustrated at you and I sometimes when we film.
Mhm.
It's like you showed
because
that
he knows the spot.
you showed that iconic tree. Well, yeah, but
Yeah.
who's
We
gonna know?
didn't tell right. We didn't tell everybody that we were fishing Laurel Run, right?
Right, there's a line somewhere.
But my thing is like, so what's his beef about then fighting for them, which to me should be
Right.
the appropriate thing.
Yeah,
You mentioned the meat eater, Steve Vernella. I think he does
Yeah, I
a
don't have
tremendous
a problem.
job at
Me
doing
too.
the hunting in public land and then advocating for it. Like,
right.
Yeah.
right? Like, I don't know why that would be a grievance.
Well, I've kind of heard this kind of stuff before, so I'm assuming that what Stephen means is he's bringing more attention to public lands. More people are hunting public lands, and now there's a problem with an overpopulation of hunters on public lands, and now all of a sudden that same guy that was like over-popularizing them is going to be like, hey, we should fight for them, but I don't see anything wrong.
It's a little bit of a false dichotomy, right? Like it's not, the two aren't
There you go.
exclusive to each other.
Thank you, Smarty.
Yeah.
It can. I get it. It can feel.
We should move on from that one.
It can feel like It can feel like just because that's where all of your attention is coming from, and everything you film is on that kind of space, and you've got a big following. It can feel like that's exploiting. I don't know that it is. I mean,
There is a line. There's a fine
line somewhere. Yeah.
What's exploiting and what is not, I don't know. Whether it's after a fishing trip or at a backyard fire, you can bet the Troutbitten crew has a case of New Trail Broken Heels along with us. It's honestly our favorite beer. This hazy IPA is smooth and full-bodied. Hand-selected Citra hops lead to notes of bright clementine and juicy ruby red grapefruit. Broken Heels is a keeper. New Trail beer is proudly brewed in Williamsport, Pennsylvania, and delivered cold to your favorite craft beer retailer every week. At New Trail, it's not about being the best angler. It's about getting out there. So enjoy nature's moments and reward yourself for a day well fished with New Trail Broken Heels. It's Troutbitten's favorite beer. How many of you fly fishers out there are looking for better traction? Whether you're hiking into your favorite pool or wading across your favorite run, are you looking for traction that you can trust to be there for you all day long? Grip studs perform like no other screw-in cleat on the market. Grip studs have a patented wide auger design that makes them easy to install without the need for pre-drilling and gives them unparalleled holding power in rubber or felt. Grip Stud's welded carbide tip not only provides intense traction on just about any surface, but it makes Grip Studs one of the most durable wading boot traction options available. Grip Studs are absolutely my favorite studs on the market, and they've been my first choice for many years. Visit them online at gripstuds.com.
But the other piece of it is, and Dom, you've always argued this angle, and I've maybe had a hard time coming around to it, but like the more friends part, right? So like these individuals are getting more people interested in the sport, and when licenses are dropping, right, like interest in the outdoors is going down, there's the angle that it's actually good to get people excited and into the sport, and it's like a double-edged sword type thing, right? Because when that happens, technically things get more crowded, but like in the big picture, it should, if there's enough of us out there with a voice, technically we should be able to get more public land because we need it, because
you're losing it.
Yeah, but we are, I mean, it's a sticky,
Right
it's
now,
a sticky, it's a sticky thing. I don't know.
My thing has never been that a river needs more friends, although I understand that it does. I just like seeing people fish. I've said it before. I know what it's done for my life and all you guys too. And the friendships that have been built from fish. I think it's good, man, when people fish, and that's my thing with trout pitting is more people fishing means a better world. Mm-hmm. Within reason, just don't fish my spot.
Stay off my public land.
That's right. Stay off my public land. This is my spot. You're going to have to go a half mile downstream if you if you want to fish this river. Nah, I don't know. It again, more fine lines, right? Mm-hmm. You want to get Austin's last one in here?
He's the preacher tonight, sure.
Well, just letting him have his moment. There's 3 moments.
Can you imagine how good we'd all sound if we got all this practice? We could take 7 takes.
Absolutely. All right, here he goes with something called Masterclass.
Okay, so my third and final grievance of the year, and I'll leave it at that.
Okay.
But I believe the word masterclass may have become the most overused term of the last 2 years in fly fishing.
Not being judgy, though.
Historically, a master class has been taught by a master of a certain skill or a trade or a craft, and it consists of thorough, detail-oriented exploration and explanation of concepts and skills. But now we can watch a 20-minute YouTube video that is titled a master class on topics as wide as simply streamer fishing or nymphing or dry fly fishing, tying your bootlaces, right? That one's facetious. But you get what I mean. We continue to water down and see the bar lowered on what is considered vetted and good experienced information. And sadly, I believe the industry is largely to blame because they continue to prop up this thin structure using buzzwords that historically have been reserved for a high level of education. And in my opinion, I think that needs to be restored.
Is Austin all right?
Thank you, Austin.
Is he all right? I feel like he's coming
Austin.
At the grievance hard, hot and heavy this year.
Well, he's got nothing to do except take care of a baby right now, right? And so when the baby goes to sleep, his mind's just thinking about
He is
fishing.
going to be George Costanza on the bank, just like muttering shit and being all grumpy.
It sounded great. It sounded great.
So what do you think?
Fantastic, Austin. Yeah, he and I have talked about that, actually. It's a little pet peeve of mine. I'm like, that's not a master class. It was a 7-minute video on streamer fishing, the general.
Sure.
Here's how you kind of do streamer fishing. That's not a master class. Stop using the word. That's all.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get what he's saying, right? It's just like an inflation of terms.
If you need to take that class, you're not going to be a master afterwards.
I'm just saying. There'll be
Can I
some.
come out
yeah,
and say
right.
it? Like,
There'll be some
I hate
random
to break
video
it to
out
you.
there. Yeah. Yeah. And they're like, oh, here's a master class on fly tying.
Yeah, and
It's 7 minutes
the
long.
only master class there is to go out into the natural environment and fish.
Nice.
Right? That's
Yeah,
the
yeah.
true master class of all master classes, and it's hate to tell you, but you won't ever graduate from it.
That's awesome. No,
That's good.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
I got a couple. I better squeeze them in. Yeah. Boy, this is going to sound judgy, but I don't like bobber lobber guiding.
Bobber lobber. I'm going to make a
Bobber
shirt.
lobber.
I'm a
Yeah,
bobber
yeah.
lobber.
Expand upon that.
The old bobber lobbing was like a 9-foot leader in a fly line and your thingamabobber and I don't know, a pair of nymphs. That's like your classic bobber lobber. And don't people kind of bitch about that out there, Matt, once in a while? Like, oh, all you're doing is throwing bobbers around.
Yeah.
Now we have like tight line bobber stuff. Tight line to the end is a fantastic method. We've broken it down here on the podcast a little bit. I love it. But it's not a good way to teach people, especially from the beginning. Like, here's how you fly fish. I almost never guide that way, especially with a bobber. I'll sometimes do it with yarn and dry dropper. Not that my way's better, but, well, when I'm guiding, I'm really trying to teach people good principles. And my thing with the bobber lobber guiding, as I'm talking about it, especially with a tight line, there is no casting involved. You're like, well, 45 degrees upstream. Once it's 45 degrees downstream or just hanging downstream, then you're just going to lob it back upstream. And then you're going to get that long ride again. Yeah. And you're just hoping.
Yeah.
Anyway, I keep finding these rigs in the trees. They're like on a micro mono rig with a 1/2-inch bobber on there. I'm like, we can do better. I'm just saying we can do better.
Yeah, and I think I can I see it out here, and it typically it's the when in Montana crowd. They're only fishing for a day, and I think from a guide's perspective, it's like if I can get this person into one fish for the picture, that the bobber lobber is like their only chance to try to get them into it.
That's fair.
But they're not. But it's like I don't know what percentage of our market is those types of anglers, but I feel like we get a lot of that out here. And I think they're like...
You've called them Disneyland trips.
And the Disneyland trip is the bobber lobber, right? And most of it's drift boat stuff, though. I wouldn't say that the bobber lobber is necessarily a wade angler situation. This is like a boat where you lob it out in front of the boat and the guide's rowing fast to keep that drift, in hopes that a whitefish eats the fly.
Is what it is. Like, different goals. Yeah. That's all. And I'm always thinking about how can we teach anglers, better things. Mm-hmm. And once again, I use a tight line to the Indy setup quite a bit. But you want to know what you're doing, let's say with casting, before you get to that. That's my opinion. It's
good.
That's all.
Totally makes sense.
That's what I got. It's my grievance. I got a lot of problems with you people.
Here's one I think that we've all touched on this season, and we can all say it's been our team grievance. It's the dishonest fly shop reports.
Oh yeah, right? That's getting worse than ever.
Coast to coast, really bad. Yeah. Right? Yeah. And I don't know if you guys have any, I can elaborate on stuff in my area, but it's like it's peak, getting into peak season, and there's absolutely nothing that's going to cause those reports to be negative. Even though
rivers fishing,
we're having low water right now, right? Like if you look at one of our more famous rivers in this area, it's historically low water. If you look at any of these fly shops, I don't know because I don't look at them. I bet a lot of money they all have 5-star out of 5-star fishing just because of the time of year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
that's fair.
You guys, do you see similar stuff up there?
Yeah, absolutely.
I think as the years go by, it kind of gets pushed more and more. They're more generous with how good the fishing is. Hey, things are really good. Yeah. And they're not always, right? Mm-hmm. It will get to the point where they're going, hey, it's blown out. It's undeniable. It's blown out. Then again, Ben Sachs on Instagram said his grievance is the same guy's complaining about high water when it rains and then low water when it's dry. And to his point, the fly shops are just telling you hey, you can come fish. You'll catch fish. Sometimes I think that's all that they're really doing is telling you, hey, it doesn't need to be ideal or what you're thinking of as perfect. Come catch fish. The river's in fine shape, and then if it's blown out, let's be honest about it too.
Yeah, I think it is unfortunate. I think marketing in the way that intersects with honesty is just an unfortunate pairing sometimes.
Is there, do you tend to see there's particular places that are more reliable than others, or is it
fly shops?
Yeah, locally, is there the reliable shop that tells it how it is, or are they all kind of competing for the same individuals to walk through their doors?
It's a good question.
Yeah, it's layered. I know.
Here's another fly shop one. Cyrus Gavin says, shop employees who dig for information. He says, come on, man. You know what I mean? You've walked into a shop and they're like, hey, how's the fishing? Where were you fishing? What were you using? How many did you catch? Yeah. Where was your buddy fishing?
It's exploitative.
Yeah, a little bit. And then the next guy who walks through the door, they're going to tell him everything that you just said. They'll repeat it. Cross them off the list.
Cross them off.
Let's stick on the business-like posts, but what about the showing a water-drenched fly on Instagram?
Oh, that's the latest thing, man.
Is it?
Yeah.
This is what I'm missing?
Trevor's hardly ever on Instagram anymore. Well, what do you mean by that, Matt?
I mean, I've seen it all the time. And typically it's a water-drenched fly, but and maybe I'm wrong, but is it typically where they hold it next to a natural?
Oh, yeah.
That's water-drenched?
Yeah, a lot of times.
And it's like, you're trying to justify that looks anything remotely close to the natural.
Yeah.
And, you know, some tires are incredible that can really get that to look really good. But most of the ones I'm seeing on IG are downright stupid. Like they don't look anything like the bug.
Not to be judgy.
I'm gonna judge. I'm just like, I'm really, you know, I feel like there's really respectable tires out there that make an insanely lifelike pattern, but these aren't it, man. These are thread flies.
Yeah, my thing with the wet fly, water drenched fly, but it's in a dry and you know it's in the air. Like that's not what it looks like underwater.
Mm-hmm.
Like you know, it actually looks more when it's underwater. Take a woolly bugger. When it's underwater, it looks a lot more like it does when it's out here in the air.
Mm-hmm.
The way it's kind of moving and the hackles are out, than it does if you wet that woolly bugger and then put it in your hand. You know, it looks all kind of sloppy and thin. You put it back in the water and it expands again. That's a better representation. I think that there is a misconception. If you wet it, you go, here's what it looks like underwater. No, that's what it looks like wet in the air.
Yeah.
See, we just made everything better.
Just like that. It's that easy.
You guys have any more important ones?
What about
before we go kind of rapid fire?
What about the one-way teachers?
Well, yeah, Austin kind of talked a little bit about that. Go ahead again.
I just wanted to make sure we touch base on that one, right?
Yeah.
Mandalorian style, the one-way teacher. This is the way.
You brought up something, Matt, about fly tires. There are some fly tires who just do some art. You know what I mean? It's not just like kind of arts and crafts stuff. It's like really artful stuff. There's some really fantastic fly tires. And I think there's some really great fly tires, like that do beautiful work, that also they design flies that really fish well. But let me say, like, that doesn't mean that person is a good fly angler. Mm-hmm. To me, and I've been thinking about this, it's kind of come to my attention in the last year, let's say since our last Grievances episode, that there are fly tires out there and there are fly fishermen out there. I'm sure that almost all of them, you know, kind of do both, right? Probably 90% of the people do both. But just because somebody is a really good fly tire doesn't mean that you should just automatically put all your faith in them about fishing tactics. It's hard to be well-versed in everything. I don't even want to say expert. I kind of hate that term, but it's hard to be an expert at everything. And you can't be. And Austin was saying this in one of his grievances there, like, we got to be careful what we believe in. That's all. Mm-hmm. Like, vet it yourself and don't just put your faith in, I don't know, somebody who's a really good fly tire now is going to tell you how to fish and do all these things. There's a reason they're really good at tying flies because they've spent so much time doing that.
It also kind of begs, like, you and I talked about this with Matt Mickey a little bit last week, Dom, but, you know, just what difference does it, you know, like these, the tires of these really beautiful, pristine flies, that is an art form. And it's almost a separate art form than fishing, right?
Yeah.
And we were just talking about what aspects of realism in a fly really make a difference when you're fishing. And I think that, you know, we talked about the limitations in trout's visual acuity and profile over, you know, specifics, and that even just the way that a fly moves in the water can make a difference versus, you know, it being a beautiful thing to look at. So
along the same lines, there's fly casters and then there's fly fishers too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure.
I see a lot of that out there where people are showing you how to cast. And Austin and I were talking about a dry fly cast the other day. And he said, do you do this or that thing? I said, no, people will tell you that that's going to make a tailing loop, but it's not in an actual fishing situation. You know, and we're talking about, you know, throwing dry flies. And I was talking about lagging curve, which I use, you know, on the Harvey leader and all that stuff, Matt. You know, and I was like, that's not going to create a tailing loop. It's actually going to do some really nice stuff for you. Anyway, there's a lot of specifics that just generally you're going to make you be a better fly caster, but not a fly fisherman, right? Mm-hmm. You guys remember the Joe Humphreys VHS tape that was titled A Casting Approach to Fly Fishing to Catch Fish, Not Just for Casting. that was the title. I should look. I'm very close to it. That was the title. Because even Humphreys understood back then, like, man, a lot of these people are just casting. Austin sent me something just yesterday. It was something on YouTube, and or no, it was Matt Wilson that sent me this, and he's like, that's just going to straighten the line out. And he's talking about dry flies. He's like, that's the last thing you want is a straight line. It's going to drag immediately. I'm like, I know. But that's like your baseline. But they don't say like, from here, you're going to want to do more and deviate.
When you look at the margins on how that would impact your catch rate, it's just irrelevant, right? Some of that stuff. It's just like you try to weed that out and get to the stuff that really matters. And at the end of the day, the fish will always give you, what you deserve, right? You catch what you deserve.
Yeah.
And like, if you're catching,
you catch what you deserve.
You do.
That's right.
I tell people that all the time. It's like, you can come up with all the excuses. We're good at that. But like more times than not, you catch what you deserve to catch.
You are what your record says you are.
It's true. Very true.
Deserve what you tolerate.
There you go. Good stuff. Let's rifle through these guest grievances and then wrap it up for the season. Season 15, getting close to the end.
Trout addict, NL. Fly fishermen not giving wet flies a true chance.
That's true.
That's fair.
That's because they don't work.
Fair.
They don't catch anything.
Yeah, wet flies is like the lost child.
That's true.
Josh says they work at night, buddy. They work in certain situations. I think.
Next grievance.
Oh, yeah.
It's not rapid fire. Yeah. Go ahead.
James Vite. My grievance is guys who fish a couple of years and then start guiding. It's a new thing, right?
That's fair.
Just come out here. You'll see a lot of that.
A lot of that.
Yeah, I'm sure. I've never understood how guys could even guide areas of the country or the world that they haven't fished yet.
It's Disney. Here, I'll let you know how. Disneyland trip.
Bobber lobbers.
And then bobber lobber.
Bobber lobbers.
That's it.
All right.
You're in. You're guiding. Thanks for stealing money.
Yeah. Our buddy Michael Pendleton says, selling fishing spots. That's his grievance.
Hey, now. I mean, is that even a thing? I mean, this is where we're at. We're talking in 2025 about selling fishing spots.
We won't get into it again. Yeah.
Maybe we should beat that.
It's not going to be.
Remember the dude that was building the rock, the holding water for the trout down in Tennessee overnight? And then he would drip.
Called himself an athlete.
Would grip and grin them in the morning. That's why. But remember how people like literally drove to confront that guy. That was
and Matt, that's an example of like community pressure solving a problem.
That was good though. That's
what I mean, dude.
Name.
Let's not say.
Well, you guys, that was like the thing at that time.
Yeah,
and
that's one of the worst things we ever
fishing
saw.
Spot feels like it should be similar.
The same kind of thing.
Like we should all group up and meet this dude.
I know.
Right?
I know. Let's move on.
All right. Ben Sachs. Tungsten beads should be sold by weight, not diameter.
Ding, 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 ding. Yep. Flies, nymphs should maybe be sold by weight.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's smart. Yeah.
How about that?
I think the trick of that is, though, that like depending on the buoyancy of the fly itself and the materials.
Oh, you just had to get complicated, didn't you?
I know. It throws it off.
Then we'll find a way to calculate sink rate.
There you go. Sell by sink rate.
We're going to sell them by sink rate.
What about tattooed fishermen? Too many people are okay with crowding. Can't fish without someone jumping in with you. That's an interesting
jumping in with you
grievance, though.
If they're with you, that's pretty close.
Because it's the
if you're using the word with,
if you're sharing waders,
he's jumping into your pool.
You do wonder, like, if the person that is okay with it, that then thinks it's okay, then everybody's doing it, and the folks that want to give space are the outliers, or the ones that aren't the norm. But I don't know where they get that. That's that first day of trout season mentality.
Yes, it is. That's where they get it, right? That's fine. But then I think someone should tell them, like, hey, give me a half mile. Go downstream.
Give them an hour.
Hey, how about this is one of my favorites. TCXCIX. I don't even know how to try to pronounce that. He says, don't lie to me about tippet diameter. I own a micrometer.
I like that.
I love that.
That's something that the companies felt like they would always get away with.
Oh, he's been listening.
Yeah. I mean, come on. It's so bad. It is. If you do own a
Is that
micrometer,
your alias?
just start measuring everything. You'll realize how absurd the stuff they're selling you is. Not everybody, but some companies are really bad at it. And then they'll tell you they have the strongest and this and that. Yeah. No wonder it's strong. It's actually 4X when you're telling me it's 5.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, that matters. I like that. Don't lie to me about tippet diameter.
I like this Andrew Eby one. Being proud of fighting a trout way longer than it should take. You're pulling in a dead fish by the end.
Yeah. Yeah. I fought that trout on 7X.
I fought him up and down the river
for 20 minutes.
Yeah, you don't know how to fight a fish, my friend.
Yeah. Get better. Do better things.
Do better.
I got a lot of problems with you people.
What about Brandon Holmes, 55? Naming your flies when it's just a slight variation of an existing pattern. I actually have a grievance to that grievance. I feel like there's way more to that than people think. Just the slight variations and how impactful that can be to a...
Do you have something called Matt's pheasant tail? Perhaps?
Maybe... No, but... No. I mean, depending on if you change like the hotspot on it.
Okay.
You know, let's say, I don't know, you maybe that, right? But I'm talking all these other, like, I think about the Troutbitten Superfly as a prime example of how that
He's like, that's
pattern can be varied in a million different ways, but the variation that was settled on outfishes. And so I have a couple Prince Nymph patterns that have variations that totally outfish a Prince Nymph. So if it warranted its own pattern, the people tying that fly for the production that it would give, it would warrant its own name.
Fair enough.
Nice.
Yeah.
Point
taken.
Next grievance.
I mean, this goes along with the tippet thing, right? 3 adding bug fly, eating bug fly. I don't know. Modern lines being mostly overweighted, difficult to find true weight lines.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I mean, I think everybody, the thing is everybody knows that lines are overweighted, right? I mean...
Yeah, but not regularly overweighted, right? They're not... It's such a wide range.
Yeah.
It sucks.
For sure.
Some are overweighted, some
It's
are
not
not.
transparent,
Some are like almost...
right?
Yep. It's the same with rods, right? He's talking about lines. It's the same with rods. Another guy here says, why can't we just have standard hook sizes? Cloudy water flies. Says, why can't we just have standardized
I think
hook
there's
size?
a good message here, right? Yeah. Standardization, honesty, transparency.
There you go.
Yep.
Just trust the fly shops. They'll tell you everything you need to know.
The fishing's great. Come on down.
Come on, everything's fine. All right. There it is. Grievances 4 and the conclusion of season 15 for the Troutbitten Podcast. Hey, thanks to everyone out there for listening. Thank you very much for your support of this podcast, which is now 4 years running. Thanks to the companies that support this project as well. The time commitment for this podcast and even the mental energy, let's say, to get these seasons together is a lot, but it's more than worth it. We're very proud of what we do here. We're humbled by the success and so appreciative of your support and excitement, really, for these episodes. So season 16 will be a skills series called The Blue Liner's Bible. This one will be all about the details of small stream fishing. We're really looking forward to this one too. So thanks to all the guys this season, Matt, Trevor, Josh, Austin, and Bill, and thanks to Steve Sawyer and Matt Mickey for jumping in as well. We have some good ideas for other contributors in the future. As always, keep your questions and ideas coming. Season 16 begins in about a month, but watch for a couple of Riverside podcasts in your Troutbitten feed for the next few weeks. The Troutbitten shop still has stock of standard monorigs and monorig kits, but most of the other leaders are gone for the moment. Things always sell out quickly, and we do thank you very much for that. We also have a new camo hat, and the other Troutbitten hats are back in the Troutbitten shop as well. The YouTube channel has videos publishing weekly with fish and film, Riverside, and Troutbitten tips. I also have a short article series beginning on the website soon. The New Trail Troutbitten beer is back, and it's widely available across the region. You can Google the New Trail Beer Finder to see where to find it on tap and in cans. And this summer, I'll start the book formatting process because the manuscript is written. But right now, for the next few days, I'm going to do a little extra fishing, and I'm going to coach a couple baseball tournaments for my son. Thank you, Troutbitten friends, I hope your summer season turns out to be everything you want it to be. Enjoy your time with family, friends, and the fish. Mr. Matt Grobe, numbers. Will you read us out? Don't screw this up.
Remember, the Troutbitten Project is a free resource for all anglers. The Troutbitten website hosts over 1,500 articles, videos,
like
and
a lot.
podcasts with endless stories, commentaries, tactics, tips, and more. Find what you like through the top menu and through the search page. Navigate by way of the categories and tags too. Be sure to find the Troutbitten YouTube channel, now featuring the Troutbitten Tip Series, Fly Fishing the Monorig, and the Troutbitten Fly Box, all in collaboration with Wilds Media. You'll also find the Fish and Film videos and the new Riverside series, all in their own playlists on Troutbitten YouTube. Thank you for listening to the Troutbitten Podcast. Please give the show a 5-star rating on Apple Podcasts or Spotify and leave a comment, because that really helps. Till next time, friends, fish hard, enjoy the day, and find your life on the water. I don't want to see bass. I don't care, Bill.
Oh,
He wants some pillow talk.
I'm not doing that.
I think he does. Yeah.
I guess this isn't going to work, this relationship.
Old Troutbitten Willie.
But you're willing to walk.
What are you using?
Onion bug.
I just fish.